Hey, it's Kelly here at Don't Run With Scissors, your favorite Jeep driving lawyer, mom of twins and three crazy rescue dogs, who likes to craft in her spare time, has gone back to school to learn ASL, and is trying to train for Ironman. If you're new here, welcome. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It sends me a message that boosts my serotonin and self-esteem, and honestly, we all could use that. If you're returning, you know what you're in for, so grab your drink, sit on back, and let's have at it. It's going to be kind of fast because I have to head to class. Um, and yeah. So, there were a couple signs, couple people asked for specific signs. And I will tell you that one I can remember offhand, and that is cross stitch. So now there is no specific cross stitch sign necessarily. So my mentor, one of my mentors, what she does is she does the X finger. I don't know why this is X, but this is X. So you're going to take that and you're going to use that like, okay. Normally your hand would be palm up like this. Okay, so I'm going to do it flipped. It's kind of awkward for me. Okay, so you pretend like this is your fabric and this is your needle and you're going to kind of sew. Because if you were just sewing, it'd be like this. But because this is cross stitch. So you could do it either way. And she honestly, it doesn't really matter. Or you could finger spell it. So cross stitch. I kind of like the X, what the X is sewing. So that's what I do. The other one was spaghetti. And I'm going to say I don't know what the sign for spaghetti is. The sign for noodles is like this. So I'm going to, which is weird because that's bacon. So I don't know. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to figure it out. In fact, we could Google it right now because it's going to irritate me that I forgot to look, even though I said I knew I had to do that. So let's check our sign. Bear with me. Oh, interesting. Not at all what I thought. So I'm glad we looked and I didn't give you wrong information because I don't want to ever do that. Okay. Why what I can't figure out why my phone won't let me sign into YouTube. Um it's very weird to me. There we go. My dog bell is working, however. Okay. So spaghetti, you're going to take your pinky fingers. This was the other way I was thinking. This is bacon. Bacon and eggs. Okay. So spaghetti, you're going to take your two pinky fingers up like this. And it's almost like you're stirring the spaghetti, tossing the spaghetti. I don't toss very well with my arm broke, but we're going to keep going at it. So that's spaghetti. So yay, we both learned a little bit more in ASL today. I have principles in interpreting tonight. It's always very interesting when you deal with the ethical dilemmas that may happen as an interpreter. What makes it even more of a layer for me is if I am, because I have certain ethical standards, even in my personal life, that I have to follow as an attorney, much like a doctor or a nurse would have. So how do I layer and mesh those things together? Like, as a lawyer, I'm actually not a mandatory reporter for abuse. As an interpreter, I'm not either. Now, if I'm morally obligated, yes. But how do you balance all of that? So it gets very tricky, and it's how do you yeah, like how do you make that all work? Okay, so couple life updates. So I did go and look at a Jeep this last weekend. It's a no-go. Like when I sat in George, I knew he was mine. I knew that was the Jeep. I knew that was the car for me. I first of all, this guy had put a 6-inch lift on this Jeep. I couldn't even get into it really. I would have had to put, I mean, but that's an easy thing to overcome. But when he did the lift on the suspension, he messed, like there was something weird in it. And there was just a lot of shadiness. So for the money, we decided to pass. So after much debating and internal debating, as much as I want a Jeep as soon as possible, and I really and truly do, I also own a Buick Rainier named Bertha, Big Butt Bertha. That is honestly why she named Bertha, Big Butt Bertha. So Big Butt Bertha needed some work. She needed new shoes for starters and a tune-up. So she got towed to the shop that I absolutely trust. They worked on George. And the tow truck driver, I said, tell Will, because that's the mechanic who works on George over there. I said, tell Will this is George's sister Bertha. And so Will called me right away laughing. Then I had to explain to him what was going on with George, and he's as upset, I think, as I am. He was just like so sad to hear that. So he's going to work on Bertha. So I'm going to keep driving Bertha until we find the right Jeep. I don't know when that will be. When it is, it is. And of course, we will do all the things to be a Jeep owner, but I'm not going to rush the process and end up making a bad decision. And as much as that sucks, because I already, like, I so desperately miss driving a Jeep. It's just, and it's like gut wrenching when I pass a Jeep and I don't get to Jeep wave, because nobody's going to Jeep wave to me in a Buick Rainier. So that's where we're at with that. And that's okay. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's not that it's okay. It's just, it is what it is. Um, so I have been trying to work on my whip go. So, okay, so I have no haul. I have no finishes. I have no new starts. I lied. I do have a new start. Let's get that one out of the way. Some of you may have seen it on Instagram or on my Facebook page for friends. Oh, by the way, I need to give out a huge shout out. First of all, hey Kim. Second of all, hey Tammy. I got to Zoom call last Thursday night with these ladies, and we were up until forever. It was super late. And that's okay because I don't have class on Thursday night, and William happened to drive with a friend of his to his band practice because he's part of the North Oakland County band. I only have one ear. The other one is on order. Um, so it's kind of weird, but it does make a difference. It's always amazing once I put them back in how much more I hear than I didn't hear before. Okay, so Tammy and Kim and I had one of those talks that my heart really needed. And so thank you. And we joked about my channel, so you all know, like ADD. Yeah, welcome. Welcome. You are my people. So thank you, because I know you're watching or you will watch this, and I'm super, like, thank you. So, okay. So for my principles class, we have what's called a practicum pixie each week. And it is a classmate who each of us took a week, and we have to bring in like an inspirational quote, some helpful whatever, cupcake, like a little, a snack or whatever for the class, just like a little pick me up for the class. So in my stupid brain, or in my brain that doesn't plan well, let's put it that way, like I want to do all the things and I want to get them all done, and I think that they won't take me long, but stitching right now takes me twice as long as it normally would, because holding the fabric in this hand, especially now with the new cast, I did get the new cast. It's red. I got it red in honor of George, but it is she casted the thumb differently, and I can't use my thumb. Like I just have that first knuckle, so it makes holding anything very tricky, and that turning motion is tricky. So stitching, I have to do much shorter sessions, and it takes me much longer as a result, and that's very frustrating. So not thinking, what I decided to do was use my finger spelling alphabet, and I am cross stitching each classmate's name. Now that sounds really great and all, but there's 14 names, not including mine, that I need to do. Yeah. What I should have done again was, and I think now that I'm talking about this, I feel like we did talk about this last week. I should have done everybody's first initial down my fabric, and then if I had time, gone back and added the name. But I didn't do that because I'm me. So we are now almost 3 names in. And I asked everybody their favorite color. So there's 4 people who like purple. Ironically, 2 of them are the same name. So we have almost 3 names done. So just so you know, that's Chloe, Lily. This one will be Lily 2. And then also a purple person is Heather. Then I'm going to switch to blue because there's 3 names in blue. So this is just using DMC that I had in my keeper. One of my purple the dogs had gotten to the bobbin, so I didn't even know what number it was, so that works out perfect because I think I'm going to be just about out of it by the time I finish Heather. That's all I have left. So I think that'll work out. God help me if I don't have enough to do Heather and I end up like halfway through needing another shade of paper, another skein, because not a clue. Okay. So then I will switch to blue, and there are 3 people who like want their names in blue. 2 people in yellow, 1 in orange, 1 in Spartan green. Then I have 2 people who said use any color. They love all the colors, and 1 that said hot pink. So that's where we're at. I am hoping to get the second part of Lily and Heather done by this weekend. I don't know. I have a boatload of homework. I don't know how it is. I plan and I plan, and I feel like I study all the time, and I feel like I'm always scrambling at the last minute to get stuff done. I don't understand it. So, okay. So then I've been working away on my Whip Go. So I caught back up, and now we're working on September's goals. I've met the 10 days on Plant Love. Plant Love. I'm at the 10 days there. I finished the 10 days on my extra square that I had pulled by, like, in second trying to guess. And then I finished my August squares that I was behind on. So now I'm plugging away on the Zimmerman coverlet, which is due for 10 days. Now I have now worked on it officially 6 days. So 4 more to go. I thought I'd be further along, but again, it's hard for me. One, my caseload is picked up, which I'm very grateful for. My class load is super intense. Even yoga is crazy with the assignments and the writing. But I've worked 6 days now. In that 6 days, I have gotten in this whole motif. I think I had like the base part done. So I finished this one, and I've added in the 2 stars. Not bad. It's on oatmeal fiddler's cloth, I think, from Joann's, because I started it right away when the Zimmerman coverlet came out with it is a collaboration between Modern Folk Embroidery and Ellen from Maximum Cross Stitch Power Hour. This is what it looks like. It's 3 repeats of the same pattern. I have come to the conclusion. Originally I was going to do the 3, but I have so many other big projects that I'm going to cut it into 1. I'm just going to do the 1 repeat. I'm going to turn it into, I call them sausage roll pillows, like a bolster. So I think that'll be good. And I am using, what am I using for thread? Because it's not a DMC. I didn't use a DMC. It's Threadworks 1021. And when I stitch with it, it's blowing out because of the light here. Sorry, guys. There we go. It's super pretty and variegated, but unless you do like one stitch or two stitches at a time, it looks a little muddy, if that makes sense. But I'm totally still digging it. I'm digging it. Okay. So, Maisie has gotten my backpack and is now laying on it. Okay. So I put my projects so that they're not, all the project bags aren't all over here, into my Jeep bag, and it's hanging here, but now okay. This may not have been my best idea. Okay. So I don't know if last week I showed you, but I did finish the 10 days on Magic Study. This is a Heaven and Earth design. It is, this version of Magic Study is out of print. You can't get it, but there is a different, it's the same, okay. It's essentially the same, but it is more rainbowy colored than this version. This one is very blue, purple, green, cool colors, where the new one, the one that's currently out is I want to say more on the pink side of life. It's really pretty though. Okay, in this bag, and I did work on it, I made myself a copy because it was just getting difficult. It's Primrose Cottage Stitches called Happy Halloween. Super cute. I love it. I got it up at Stitches and Blooms in Alpena, Michigan. I'm working on, whoop, maybe. Oh, joy, oh, joy. Oh, heaven and earth. Okay, there we go. I'm working on that pumpkin. But now that I'm like frantically trying, so here's the other part of the Practicum Pixie dilemma. I picked the week of my birthday, the day after my birthday, so October 24th. So not only do I have to have all those stitched, I have to have them all FFO'd. And we all know how I feel about, like, I don't FFO things. Like, we all know this. Like, it's no surprise. If you're coming to my station to look at an FFO, you're going to be waiting. I don't do them. Like, I don't know why I don't do them. I have a basket. Like, literally, one of those, like, is probably about, like, plastic baskets. That you put in, like, the cubbies, essentially. It's, like, full of stitches that are finished, just needing to be FFO'd. I feel like I need to friend somebody who likes to FFO things, but doesn't necessarily like to stitch. And I will just send them my basket to have at it. I don't know. But that is life. That's just me. Okay, so the other one that I have been working on is it's Rosie. Rosie is my friend's truck, who owns Hillbilly Candle Company. This is the picture on their website, actually. But Rosie, this truck looks like his truck that he's redoing, and his truck is named Rosie. So this will be a gift for him. I am doing this on 20 count, Ada. Okay. So we're here, which is progress. It really and truly is. Okay, so here's what I have learned. Since it may be even 22 count, Ada. Do they make a 22 count, Ada? Okay, so I have been doing 2 threads. That's too much. Now that I'm getting like, it's getting more dense, I really should have done 1 thread over 1 over 1. I I didn't know. Um, let's didn't work on that. I don't think I worked on that. I did not work on Marine Corps emblem either. I know. I know. I'm still behind. I haven't worked on my under the sea cell. Yeah, so that's all my stitching. Yeah. On the flip side, I filed 4 cases last week. So yeah. So I'm gonna go to class. I'm gonna take my little stitching with me. I'm also gonna take my hairbrush with me. Can't braid my hair one-handed, and I am so used to wearing it in a French braid or even in just a loose braid that it's really getting to me. So my wonderful classmate, she's so sweet. I have the best classmates, y'all. Like seriously, last week or the other week, my one classmate brought me homemade pickles that were, oh my God, chef's kiss. They were amazing. Um, she brought me homemade pickles and eggs from her chickens. Okay, if you ever never had like free range neighborhood chicken eggs, y'all are missing out. And so felt very, very spoiled, and enjoyed every single bite. Her neighbor makes the pickles. His name is Brian. And he made me spicy ones. So I still have some spicy ones because they're very spicy. And yeah. So we're kind of slower eating on the spicy pickles. And sorry, my phone went off and I don't know why. Oh, doesn't matter. It's a suspected spam caller. We don't like them. We don't answer their calls usually. Sometimes I do when I'm feeling feisty, but in general I don't. Okay, so we got those, and then Lily, when I said I was frustrated, I just wanted my hair braided, and she said, "Bring your hairbrush, and I'll braid your hair for you tonight." So I'm very excited. Like I'm a little spoiled. Like, um, so yeah, um, just working away. I'm trying to knock out these 60 hours worth of deaf interpreting and deaf culture immersion that I have to do this semester. I've knocked out quite a few of the observation, but those are easy because I can do them online, um, like watching movies and stuff. So that's not so bad. The interaction, while I look forward to them, are a little bit harder to get because I have to go find a deaf person who will sign with me. And I can't even just use an interpreter because I have a couple friends who are interpreters, or like I could video with Amy. Hi, Amy. Um, so those are a little bit harder to navigate and gain, but who knows? We're still on track. It's yeah. So tonight I have to come home and I have to iron on a bunch of shirts for my friend to ship to him for a show this weekend. Yeah, my poor Cricut. I hit the mirrored image. The first mat it cut, there was 5 mats. The first one it cut mirrored like it was supposed to. None of the other ones did it do. $50 worth of vinyl out the window. Yeah, not happy. Not happy. So I have to get those in the mail. And my pixie presents will take precedent. I also need to figure out, so my Halloween exchange, I sent it to the Christmas exchange person who ironically has me for Halloween. Um, but my poor Christmas person got my box, and she's more than willing to send it on to my Halloween person, who I then told my Halloween person what had happened. But my poor Christmas person has COVID. So my poor box hasn't gotten forwarded. So now I feel awful because I'm like, my poor Halloween person is waiting, and it's got to, like, do I make my Halloween person an extra Halloween present and send it on? Like, what do I do? I reached out to Stacy, and she's like, just keep everybody in the loop. Like, we all know stuff happens, kind of thing. So I'm very grateful for that. But like, I feel bad. So, we're just gonna keep plugging away at projects. I am gonna do the 100 days of, I don't even know. It's the 100 days of projects with Leanne. Yeah, Leanne? Is it Leanne? The Devoted Quilts are on Instagram. We did it last year, where it's like this push the last 100 days of the year to just get stuff done. And each month you pick like 3 goals to work on. So, um, yeah. October, my practicum pixie will be the first one goal to finish. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna make them little like flat fold ornaments. I don't know what else to do with them. I guess I wasn't really thinking this project through, but now that people have seen them, like, I have to do them because everybody is expecting them and is excited. So yeah, so welcome to my world. Okay, so here's the other thing. We are talking about hosting a Stitch retreat at Margaritaville in Florida, in the Fort Lauderdale Margaritaville Hotel. We are negotiating. We were initially thinking February, but that's only like 4 or 5 months away. So now we are talking about actually doing April, late April. So then spring breaks will be over and whatnot. It will be a Friday, Saturday sort of thing, maybe Sunday morning, depending on the hotel situation. What we have figured out is that clearly lots of swag, because who doesn't love swag? But we know we want to host a happy hour at the bar, and that we would also have a massage therapist on hand, and lots of things like that. So it's not going to be just sitting in a chair and stitching. There's going to be lots of things. We're going to have vendors, and whatnot. So, but what we need to do is ensure that we have 100 people willing to come, to pay and come. Right now we're looking at $200 per person for your spot and all your swag and whatnot. Hotel and travel would be on you, and your food would be on you. So, if you are interested, if you could let me know, either shoot me an Instagram message at his Princess Kelly, drop it down below, just so that we can kind of gauge where we're at, because I don't want to put in a lot of time planning something if people aren't going to come, and I can't, like, we have to have 100 people in order to for sure break even on everything that we want to plan. I think the room, they said if we set it up like wedding style seating, like the circle tables, we can fit between 500 and 600 people if we use their biggest conference, like banquet room kind of thing. But we don't want everybody crammed in like sardines. We want everybody to have plenty of space. We want to have lots of vendor tables around the outside, that kind of thing. And all of the fun stuffs. So, again, if you're interested, let me know so I can kind of guide. Should I keep working on this? Should we put up, start doing signups, and all of that jazz. So, with that said, though, I'm going to head to class. I have to go get my mail as well because I asked my kid to do it over a half hour ago, and he's probably still sleeping, which is ironic because I'm not going to wake his ass up in order to go to band tonight. His band class is in the same building as my class. So, um, I hope he's up. I hope he's moving. So, I'm going to head out. I will talk to you guys all later, and we'll go from there. If you need me, if I can help you do anything, let me know. Again, I'm His Princess Kelly on Instagram, Kelly Regal Green on the Facebook. Yeah, so I will talk to you guys later. Bye.